One of the hardest parts of preparing for the Magic Circle exam is choosing what magic to perform. Pick the wrong pieces and no matter how good you are, you'll struggle to pass. Hello, I'm Matthew, ranked 28th in the world for Close-Up Magic and Magic Circle Examiner, and coach to magicians preparing for their exam. Time after time, the biggest challenge my students face is choosing material that shows them at their best. So in this video, I'll show you how to choose the right routines for your exam, and I'll share the simple framework I use with all my students. And stick with me, because in a moment I'll also share the 3 most common mistakes magicians make when choosing exam material and how you can avoid every single one of them. The first thing to know is this: the exam is not about doing the hardest sleights you can find, and it's not about fooling the judges. It's about choosing material that's reliable, that fits your style, that you can perform confidently under pressure. I've seen magicians sabotage themselves by going in with a routine that looks great on paper, but under the heat of the exam, it just falls apart. Either the props let them down, the routine is too long, or it's so complex they spend more time worrying about the method than connecting with the audience. So how do you make the right choice? You need to crack the code. C is for confidence. Each effect must be something you can do well, smoothly, naturally, without panic. If it exposes weaknesses in technique or presentation, it doesn't belong in the act. O is for original. The act should feel like yours. Judges don't want to see a carbon copy of another magician. Even if the material isn't brand new, the presentation wants to be authentic to you. D is for dependable. Exam day is not the day to gamble on the move that works half the time. Every effect must be bulletproof. And finally, E is for entertaining. At the end of the day, the judges are still an audience. And if your work doesn't engage and hold attention, it won't pass. That's the code. If your act doesn't crack it, you're setting yourself up for failure. And keep watching, because I'll share a real example of a student who used this framework and turned a cluttered, forgettable act into a performance that passed first time. Now let's talk about the most common mistakes magicians make when choosing material. The first thing is trying to cram in too many effects. More magic doesn't equal more marks. Quality always beats quantity. The second is leaning too heavily on card magic. If your whole act is shuffle, deal, reveal, on repeat, no matter how good you are, it looks and feels like you can only play one note. Judges enjoy variety. And the third mistake is picking material you love, but you haven't made your own. You can't copy someone else's act and expect to pass. The exam isn't just about technique, it's about performance and authenticity too. So what's the fix? Choose 3 reliable pieces that you can perform with confidence, that show your personality and can hold up under exam pressure. Then run them through code to make sure they qualify. One of my students once came to me with several different routines, all using cards. Most were pretty technically strong and well-known favourites, but the act was blurry, unfocused and needed a splash of colour. So we stripped it down to 2 card effects and we added a rope routine. We then went about adding his authenticity to each piece, and over just 10 sessions, he had an act filled with variety, personality, and even a catchphrase. Suddenly, the act felt alive. He passed, and more importantly, he delivered an act he was proud of. So when you're choosing effects, remember it's not about doing everything, it's about doing the right things well. If you'd like feedback on your set list, guidance on building your exam act, that's exactly what I do inside my TMC exam bootcamp. Link is down below. And if you like this video, you might like this one too. In a bit.